Hello and welcome to my tutorials on how to help you with your Leaving Cert Computer Science HTML report page. So if you haven't already hit subscribe, please do so. What I'm going to show you today is how to use a background image on your website instead of a shaded area. So in the previous video we have set up this nice shaded area. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to upload an image. So I'm going to add an image. I'm going to go to upload a file. And I'm going to select an image that I want to put in the background for my project. So I'm going to go with this skyline image here and click open. Once it's uploaded, I can close out of that. In my CSS, so I have my home screen is here. This is the text that I have in from the previous video. I go to my CSS and my .home class, which links to this area here that I want to put the image on. And I'm going to add some CSS coding. So I'm going to go background, background image, and my URL for that is my skyline image, because that's the one that I've just uploaded here, and that's the one I want to use today. And my semicolon and press enter. If that image is unavailable, sometimes your web page doesn't load, you're going to set a background color to appear. So that's actually already in here from the previous video. It's a background color, and I'll just put in a comment there that will only be visible used if the upload image fails. So that's just a comment to explain that. I'm going to set the height of my image to 500 pixels. And I'm also going to set the background position to center. That'll center the image for me. Again, that's up to yourself. You might want the image to be on one side of the page. You can decide. And I'm going to say for it to cover the entire container. So I'm going to go background, size, and I'm going to set to cover. And I'm going to refresh my screen. And if I go to my full view, I can see that that's quite nice. I probably would suggest changing the color of the navigation bar at this point to something that's more suited to what you have in your image. So if you look at the image again, you could stretch that out to the left, to the right, the whole way up to the top if you wanted, the whole way down to the bottom if you wanted. And to do that, you would just change these here. So at the top, you could have it set to 100 instead of 150. The bottom, you could do the same. The left, you could set to 0. The right, you could set to 0 and have another look. Now it's right out to the edges. I'm going to pop into my skyline picture, and in here I see that the image takes out some of the main colors in it. So say I want my navigation bar to be in full contrast with this, or to be in full flow with this. I can use some of these colors. If I copy them from here, I go into my CSS and to my navigation bar color, and when I click on it, it tells me what I'm talking about, so I know I'm in the right area. And if I change that from black paste in that blue color and have another look. Now it's all in keeping with the same color tones. I also think it's worthwhile if you go to the share link and copy it and view it completely in your URL. Sometimes images can move around a little bit, so it gives you a better overview of how it looks. Now that's coming up way too much at the bottom, so we'll have to fix that. And to fix that, what I did was I changed the height here to just 800 pixels. I changed the top to 50, the left and the right to 8, and left the bottom at 0, because the bottom there was 200 or greater, so leaving the bottom to 0. So changing the height of the image, changing the top, the left, the right margins, and the bottom margin, and refresh and save. I'm going to share. I have a full overview of it again. Now, much nicer. Okay, and again, you're using some color, but you have the same colors in your navigation bar that you have in your image. You could change the text color if you wanted. Make sure it's able to stand out. I probably would suggest making some of that text bigger. This bit here is a bit too small. You can change the font family types. All that type of stuff is entirely your own design, but that's how you put an image into the background of your homepage using Code.org Web Lab. Wish you the very best of luck in your project. Don't forget to subscribe. Thank you.